Scoreboard. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. I really am glad you clicked on this video because these cute, mini, chubby little junk journals were so fun to create. I'm going to show you how I did it, and you can totally use the paper you have, the stuff that you have, and make it your own. I'm just going to be sharing a simple formula to make these not intimidating and very, very easy and fun to where you can make as many of these as you want. So these are the perfect little gift or swap item for your crafty friends. I made these using the collection All Heart by Crepe Paper, and I've been trying to use that collection up. It just reminds me of, you know, like a self-love, very positive, feminine paper line, and I love it. I did put a little star charm on each of them. So if you missed my video a couple videos ago, I made some writing journals for your dreams and goals and things like that, and I use this paper collection as well, and I use these charms too. So I'm really trying to use up the rest of this collection. I think it's a perfect time of year for it, and we're almost there. I only have a few scraps left, and I think I'm gonna try to think of like a fun project to use those up with. But first, let me show you these junk journals that I made, and then we're going to do a full tutorial here on video. These are 5x5. They're chunky and cute, and each of them have a little charm hanging off the binding. So I did a little pamphlet stitch here. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's so not hard at all. It's not intimidating. And junk journals can tend to be intimidating, I know, because I've been intimidated by them for years, but this is a simple formula that you can take and anybody can do. You have probably all the stuff that you already need to make these. So let me just do a quick flip through of the 4 that I did, and then we'll do one together here on video. So here's this one. I just did a simple cover, and throughout here I just did a bunch of the scrapbook paper. Here's the covers. You can clip anything in here, make pockets, just make these your own. But I wanted to take a bunch of the paper that I had left over and just kind of slam out a bunch of these mini junk journals. So I put some sketch paper in there, a cute magazine page I added from the Farmhouse magazine that I get. It was gifted to me for Christmas by my aunt, and she gave me a year's subscription to Farmhouse magazine. So I'll be showing you that in a minute. But here's some more of the paper and some more journaling paper here. You could do art journaling or anything. And then you can really glue these down and junk them up as much as you want on the scrapbook paper. This page is really cool. It's something I came up with from some stuff from my stash. These are the clear bags from clearbags.com, and I'm going to show you how to make these cute little pockets. Wait till you see the other side. I just stuck some little die cuts in there. And then you can slip a photo down in there and it'll be really, really cute. More sketch paper. More of the cute scrapbook paper. And then this is hiding that stitched binding. It's a little envelope. You can stick goodies in there. I'm going to show you how to do that. And that's where I hung the little charm. More of the scrapbook paper. Here's the other end of the clear bag, and I stuck sequins in there so it's like a little shaker. And you can open this up because the seal's over here and stick goodies in there or pictures. And you can pour some more sequins or glitter in there. I think that's so cute. I just stuck some more die cuts in from the paper collection. And then here's the other side of the sketch paper and more scrapbook paper. Here's the other side of that Farmhouse magazine page. I love it. And then here is the end. So I think these turned out so cute. You can clip all kinds of goodies and die cuts. You can make pockets. But there's this one. Let me do a quick flip of these and then we'll get started on the tutorial. one together. Okay, so here's everything that you're gonna need to make one of these junk journals. You can totally adjust to what you have in your stash, but here is the simple formula that I'm gonna share with you so you can go ahead and start making some of these for yourself. So the thing to remember for this is 10 by 5. You want a bunch of stuff that measures 10 by 5 because that's what size these papers are, because what you do, so it's gonna be 5 inches by 5 inches, and so this is folded in half, and so you're gonna need it to be 10 by 5. Here's what I used to make mine. This is your cover, and this is the only sheet that's not gonna be 10 by 5. So let me put that aside, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. So I'm using 4 pieces of double-sided scrapbook paper. You can use single-sided if that's all you have, that's fine. But here's 4 pieces of double-sided scrapbook paper. So again, that's 4 pieces that measure 10 by 5. I took out some sketch paper. You can use copy paper, anything you have. And I cut this down to 10 by 5 as well. So I've got 3 of those. And I'm just using that same sketch pad that you saw me using in one of my last videos, and I'm trying to use that up. I wanted to use something a little bit unique, and so I'm taking this piece of magazine paper out of this magazine right here. So this is a good way to upcycle some of your catalogs and magazines. This one happened to be super charming and really feminine and cute. So I was able to find tons of pages to go with the aesthetic of this journal. So this is super cute. This is the one I chose, and I'm going to cut this down right now to 10 by 5. So I'm just going to take it, obviously, on this jagged edge and cut this down to 5 inches. You have a 10 by 5 piece. Okay, so now we have a magazine page to go in our stack that measures 10 by 5. So then here we have a clear bag from clearbags.com. So this one here is a little different because the paper inside here doesn't exactly measure 10 by 5. So let me tell you about this. I'm going to link these exact ones below, because you can use these for so many things. You can use them in your junk journal here. You can use them to package up your items for a craft fair. If you have anything you want to keep protected and mail to a friend, you can put in here, really anything. But these are the ones I'm using. You get, I think, 100 in here. And I have a new coupon code for 2021 for clear bags. And here it is. I'm going to put it across the screen. I'll also link it below with a direct link to this exact pack of clear bags. So the paper that I put inside here measures 10 by 4 3/4. So not quite 10 by 5, but again it measures 10 by 4 3/4, and that's if you're using these bags that I'm going to be linking below with my coupon code. So let me stick that aside. It's super easy. So I made this envelope for all the albums, and this measures 4 by 4. You can make this bigger if you want to, but I made a 4 by 4 envelope for each album. And this here paper is what I used to make it, and I'm going to use my envelope punch board to make the envelope. So for this envelope, this paper needs to measure 6 7/8 by 6 7/8. And I'm going to show you how to make that envelope in just a few minutes. So then you're going to need a piece of double-sided scrapbook paper for your cover. Now this needs to be a little tiny bit wider than the 10 inches because these pages all folded together are going to be a little bit longer, so we need this to be a little bit bigger to cover all those pages. So this measures 10.5 by 5. So it's the exact same height, but it's a little bit wider by 1/2 inch. So this again measures 10.5 by 5. So I've already folded it in half, and so I'm just going to grab the rest of my 10 by 5 pages. So that doesn't include like the clear bag or these here. But the rest of my 10 by 5 pages, I'm simply just going to fold all of these in half. But before I do that, I want to round the corners. So I'm going to take bunches like this. I'll take all my sketch paper and my magazine page. And I have the We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper, and I'm going to use it on the 1/4 inch side for this. So just gather all your pages, and this is the easiest way to do it. Just round all the corners at once. and then go down to this side and do the same thing. So now we've got all rounded corners. And then I'm going to take all of my scrapbook paper, all 4 pages, and do the same thing. So I've got all those rounded. And then last, I just need to do my cover. So now that all my pages are rounded, I'm going to stick my cover aside, and I'm going to work with all of my 10 by 5 pages. So what you're going to do is very simple. You can either score down the middle and fold, or just simply fold these in half. Just take your bone folder to help you a little bit to make it even, and then just take it and crease that fold. Those aside for a second. So you're going to take your clear bag and turn it to where the opening is up and on the right. So if you had it like this, the opening would be down and on the right. You want it to be to where the opening is up and on the right. Then I'm just simply going to stick this in here to make it a little bit more decorative and solid. That fits in there really nice. Make sure you have it all the way to the end, and then remove the adhesive strip. Close this exactly at the edge of that paper so that we're gonna seal this down. So now it's just one solid piece. So we're continuing to keep the opening over here, and then you're gonna take this and do the same thing. Fold it in half. Now, since you folded this in half, what you're going to do is from this edge here, you're going to cut a tiny little strip off. Only going to cut to the middle fold, right there. So I cut the tiniest little slit there, and now it becomes a pocket. So this side's still sealed up because on this side, you can open it with that opening over here and stick goodies in there. And then this side, you're going to be able to do top loading, photos or whatever. Close that back up and add it to your stack of folded papers. The last thing we need to do before we assemble the journal is just make our envelope. So if you don't have one of these, I a million times have said this, I recommend getting it. This is my favorite tool in the craft room. You can do so many things with it. It's just an amazing tool. So this is the envelope punch board by We Are Memory Keepers, and I'm going to make a cute little 4x4 envelope. I'm going to follow the directions according to this, which is very user friendly, and according to the directions I need to cut my paper to 6 7/8 by 6 7/8, and then it tells you where to first do your punch and score. So it's telling me to go to 3 1/2. And then all I do is punch and then find the little groove here and score. So that's the only time I'm going to measure, and now I'm just going to line up. So I'm going to turn this, and this little lever right here is sticking out. Find the lever and line it up with your existing score line. Punch and score. And just keep doing that. Line it up, punch, and score. One last time, line it up, punch, and score. So then this side of the punch board has a corner rounder. So I like to just stick it in there and round all of these corners. So now we just need to fold this envelope up and glue it together. So I definitely want the pretty floral to be the front. So I'm just going to fold on all the score lines. And then you can see the envelope coming together already. You just fold these two in and this up, and you have a cute little envelope. So I'm just going to add adhesive here and here with my ATG gun. So there we go. We have an instant envelope. So I'm just going to add this to my stack. And now we're ready to assemble our journal. So I'm just going to stick my cover here for a second, and then I'm going to put these all in the order that I want them. So I'm going to put this first, and it's very easy. You can do this however you want, but here's the way I did it. I did a piece of scrapbook paper, open it up, put a piece of sketch paper, then open it up, scrapbook paper. Then I took the magazine sheet, then another piece of sketch paper, another piece of scrapbook paper. Then I'm going to take my clear bag one and stick it in that scrapbook paper and then open it up. Then another sketch paper. So then the next scrapbook paper that goes in is the last piece you have, and it's going to be the center. So I think I actually want to fold it this way. So when you open it up, the center is the pretty blue flower. And then your envelope is going to go right here in the middle, and it's going to fold right there where it already folds. And you've basically got this all assembled. So here it is. It's really chunky and cute. And see how there's a little overhang here? Well, that's not going to matter because remember our cover is just a bit bigger than these pages. So once you have all those in the order you want them, and nestle this right there in the fold, and there it is. It's going to look so good. There's no overhang, and this is ready to stitch together. And remember, I made this to where it's flush at the top and bottom, and just a little bit wider here on the sides. So make sure everything is nice and straight and nestled in there before you start your pamphlet stitch. You really want to make sure that the envelope is nice and centered as well. And then my recommendation is for sure to take some kind of clip and clip everything together so it stays together. And I'm using these giant, like jumbo paper clips. I will find these and link them below for you. They're either from Amazon or Staples, I can't remember. So now that we have everything together, it's very easy. This is the best tool ever. It's called an awl, and I'm going to link this below. I got mine from Amazon, and it works so good. And it's your best friend when you make junk journals. So you're going to take this, and a lot of people like to measure. That's great, but since we're just making these fun little chunky junk journals, I'm going to eyeball this. And also, another idea is to put this inside like an old phone book or a book. So when you're pressing down, you're pressing into something. But I made all 4 of mine just by doing it like this. So let me show you what I did. You're going to take this and you are going to be making holes, one near the top, one in the middle, one near the bottom. And you have to make sure that you're keeping them and you're putting them through all of your pages, including this little envelope. So that's why if you want to make a wider envelope, you can do that. I just, for some reason, decided to make 4x4, but you can make them wider if you want, but this worked out pretty good for me. So I'm going to make my first hole right there, pretty close to the edge of the envelope. So you're just going to take it and poke a hole through all of your pages. Do not stab yourself on the other end. But this is really, really easy because this tool is amazing. So here it is. See, here's the other end of the tool. We've made our first hole. Then I'm going to eyeball the center right about there. Poke your next hole. Make sure it's going through all the pages. So now we have 2 holes. And then again, make your last one right almost at the edge of the envelope, but don't make it to where that edge rips. Okay, so I'm going to make the last punch here. And it goes through all the pages, very easy. And you're just going to take a good old needle and some embroidery thread. Ooh, let's use pink. So I like this kind, and then I also have the waxed kind, but since this is like fun and quirky and bright and colorful, we're going to use the pink. You know me, I don't ever measure, so I'm just going to cut off a pretty good size length of this. And what I'm going to do is just thread this through the needle, and I'm going to leave myself a good tail like this. Okay, so then you have your threaded needle. So to start the pamphlet stitch, you're going to go from the inside out of the middle hole. Okay, so you're going to take that, pull it all the way through. Pull it all the way through until you have this string here that is long enough to touch the edge of your book. So leave that much slack. And I like to just tuck it under the paper clip so it doesn't go anywhere. There we go. So I tucked it under there so it just stays put. Okay, so now you've got your needle still over here. So now we have come out the front of the album. Now you're going to go, if you're looking at it like this, you're going to go up to the top hole from the outside. So then we went through the top hole from the outside, and now you're going to pull that through. So now you've got one stitch made back here. Okay, so now here we are. We're going to go back through the middle hole. So kind of move that over because you already got a thread in the middle hole. Now you're going to go and stick this back through like that. And now you're like this. So then you're going to go down through the bottom hole from the outside of your book. And then that's your last stitch. So now here's where we are. You've got the pamphlet stitch all done there. And now you just need to make the stitch that goes from here to here. So take the needle out. And now you can remove this out of the paper clip because all you're going to do now is just tie that together in a knot. So let me kind of snip some of this excess off. Okay, so now these are the last two pieces and you're just going to tie this in a double knot right there by the middle hole. Before I snip the excess, I'm going to take one of these strings and tie my little charm to it. So this entire piece the excess is gonna be snipped off. And then when we go to close this, it'll hide that stitch and then this little cute charm will just hang from the bottom. So the last thing to do before we close this up and finish it off is just take this and glue down that flap. So I'm just gonna use glue here and there on the sides, and then pull your charm down pretty tight and then just glue this down. So now we've got the binding all covered, and I'm just going to do a sliver of a cut right up here for a top loading pocket. Super, super tiny little sliver. And now we have an opening here, and you know I like to cut out just a little notch with my circle punch. So then that makes a cute little notch right here, and we have a pocket in the middle that covers our binding and leaves a little charm. So now the best part, you get to close it up and see what it looks like. So there it is. Oh my goodness, I love that. I think the pink thread looks so cute against that white and black polka dot. There it is. I love it so much. And now, so I just cut out some of the scraps of the paper, and then I chose this die cut right here. So I think I'm just going to kind of simply decorate this, maybe layer these together like that. So let me go ahead and glue these down, and then we'll do a complete flip through of our junk journal. So pretty. I hope that you can make that out. Kind of foiled on that journal card. But here, let's do a quick flip through of our cute little chunky junk journal. I might put a pocket over here, I'm not sure. We've got all of our pages in here. We can journal, and I love how the magazine page adds so much. And then here's this. Here's our cute little clear pocket. Let me grab some of the die cuts for this collection. I have them in this little container. So, ooh, that one's really cute. Let's stick that in there. And you can stick a photo in here, as I was mentioning. You can stick whatever you want in there, but let's just stick a couple fun ones in for now. You can stick in there. So we got more of the sketch paper. Gorgeous scrapbook paper, and then here's this little pocket. We could even stick something in there. Here's this side of our little clear pocket page. So what I like to do here is open this up, and I'm going to put a couple die cuts in there. Maybe like a flower and some little cute heart sunglasses. And then I like to stick some sequins in there. A cute little sparkly shaker. So I'll do some on both sides. I think I got these at Hobby Lobby. I'm not really sure though. But you can get them at Hobby Lobby. So this side needs a little die cut. I think that's so cute. So then you just want to seal this back up. So then you have yourself a cute little easy little shaker. And you can stick more stuff in here. That's the beauty of these little pockets. You can stick a picture in there, memorabilia, little ticket stubs, or anything. So here's the back page. I think that's super cute. And you can put glitter or anything in here that you want. And then we've got this scrapbook page, more sketch paper, and the magazine page. Pretty. And there's the end, you guys. This turned out super cute. I absolutely love it. These are just so fun to swap with friends or just send somebody to cheer them up. They can journal about their self-love journey in here or anything. So these were so easy to make. Here's the one we made together. I think that these were so easy and fun. And I hope that you're inspired to take a paper collection and try to use it up by creating some of these fun junk journals. I would love for you to stick around and subscribe if you haven't already, and please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out a lot. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and if you have any questions. Thank you again so much for watching, everybody. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I'll catch you in the next video.